We're gonna clean up this interlock today. It's got a lot of weeds growing through the cracks, so we're gonna use a power washer to clean up the interlock and all the cracks, and also clean the tops of the bricks. Once we're done power washing, we're gonna put in some poly sand, which is a sand, but it's polymeric, meaning when it gets wet, it gets hard, and it'll keep those weeds out. So every 2 or 3 years, you're gonna have to clean up your interlock to make it look like brand new. Okay, so we're gonna get started on power washing this interlock. So what we've got here is a gas power washer. It's the Stihl RB200. We've rented this from Mount Nemo Sales and Service for the day. They're a great shop in Burlington where you can rent lots of lawn and garden equipment. This power washer is a gas power washer. I like gas power washers because they provide a lot more power. This is about a 3,500 PSI power washer, meaning it has a lot of pressure. The thing I like most about this power washer is this attachment that goes with it. It's a circular attachment that allows the water to spread across the top of the brick. So it's going to allow us not only to clean within the cracks of the brick, but also on top. So we start using with this attachment to get the top and the surface level. Then we'll pull it off and we'll use a nozzle to get into the cracks. Once we've got deep into the cracks, allowing some room for sand to get in, we'll add some poly sand to fill the cracks. First thing you want to do before you ever start a power washer is make sure the water is on. If you don't turn the water on to the power washer and you start it, you can blow out the engine. So I've double checked, the water is already on. The hose is attached here at the bottom. So I'm gonna turn the power washer on. There's a choke, so I'm gonna choke it so that it starts. So I turn it over and just start. One thing you wanna do is get the pressure off. So if you just take a little push of the nozzle, it will release the pressure, and that's gonna allow it to start a little bit easier. So we've got a small section done with the attachment, and you can see already how much the cracks are getting pulled with all the dirt and all the weeds. So you can really see why poly sand's a really important part of your interlock, and that every few years you're going around washing it, getting rid of the weeds, and filling all those cracks to prevent weed growth. Okay, so we've cleaned the entire area using the attachment, which provides circular motion to the cleaning. So it cleans the top of the bricks. It also cleans inside of the cracks. So now we're gonna go a second time, and we're gonna take that attachment off, and we're gonna use a nozzle to get into the cracks and also to get rid of all the dirt and mud. The most important thing here is that you're very careful about where you're shooting the water, because there's gonna be a lot of dirt and a lot of sand that comes up out of here. And we had mistakes before where if you're shooting it and you're not paying attention, you can shoot that sand all over the house. You can shoot it into a pool. You can shoot it all over the place. So the entire time that you're shooting the water, it's a lot of pressure and it's gonna direct. So you wanna direct it into an area where it's okay to send. So we're gonna direct all of the water towards the gardens and the lawn, and make sure that we're not directing it towards the house and the windows. If we were in a backyard where you had a nice pool, we would not take the nozzle to the interlock, because it will surely blow that sand into your pool and you will not be happy. We're trying to clean the place, not make it worse. Just to show you the inside of this, so the water you can see is squirting out of these two nozzles. You can also see there's a lot of dirt in here, and these are very, very tiny. So we do have sometimes an issue where with all this dirt and sand, it clogs these two holes. So what we do as a general practice is we usually have 2 of these at all times. So when one gets clogged, we don't lose any productivity, and we just snap another one on. We also rent these from Mount Nemo Sales and Service, and they take them back and they service them every time. And to get these cleaned out, you just need a little air compressor, just shoot into those nozzles and make sure that they're nice and clean. So 2 tips. Make sure you always have 2 of these at all times. Make sure you use an air compressor to clean out these holes. So we're gonna add a nozzle to the end of this. So a power washer comes with no nozzle. And most power washers like this, you have a 15 degree, 25, and 65 degree, meaning that that's the size of the spray. I also have in my hand 1 or 0 degree. So 0 degree is like a pin. It can be actually dangerous, and if you use it, you could actually chip the stone. But it could be a really good tool if you're very careful. If you wanted to get into those cracks and make sure you got everything out, you could use it, but I'd be very careful to use this. We're not gonna use it today. We're gonna use the 15 degree. We find that this one works generally the best in this situation. So you could use a 25 and 65 to get a wider spray. We're gonna use 15 today. So we're gonna make sure we're spraying away from the house. Be very careful not to spray towards the house. The next step in cleaning up your interlock is to add some poly sand. We've already cleaned the entire surface, cleaned all the cracks and got all the weeds. So there's enough space for us to add it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some polymeric sand. We picked this up from Hamilton Building Supply in Burlington. Polymeric sand comes in different colors. This one's beige, but you can pick a variety of different colors. So you want to match the past sand that you had. So take a look at that. So we're gonna pour a little bit. We've already done some of it, so we just wanna show you how to do it. So it's better to use less than more and put it in lines, and you can keep adding it. You don't want to have too much poly sand because then you'll have to scoop it off. And you want to just push it. One of the most important things to know when you're putting down polymeric sand is that it cannot be put onto wet stone. If it's wet, it will activate the polymeric sand and leave what they call a haze across all of the stone. So it's really important that it's a two-step process. You wash it, make sure it's nice and dry before you put that polymeric sand down. So we have cleaned the interlock, we've gotten into the cracks, we've put poly sand into the cracks. So on to the second last step, which is to blow all the excess sand off of it. It's a really important part because if you don't get it off the top of the stones, it's gonna create what they call hazing, and you're gonna see haze all over this there. So what I use, we've got our Stihl SH86. This is a shredder blower, so we can blow us sand off for us. Okay, so last step in repairing the interlock is to activate the sand that we've put into all the joints, and you activate it by lightly misting all of the stone. So we've got this on the mist setting, and we're gonna get that going. We're gonna activate the poly sand so it's nice and hard and keeps those weeds out. Okay, so we've made this patio look great. It was full of weeds all over. We power washed it, got all the weeds out. We put some poly sand in there, we blew it off, and we activated the poly sand by misting it. If you want more videos like this, you can like and subscribe to Absolute Home Services, or if you'd like to have us come out and do the work for you, give us a call for a free quote and we'll have a project manager come by.